Hi guys, DriverLadyPro here. The reason why they call me DriverLadyPro is because I drive like a boss, but I try to stay classy like a lady. Well, tonight we have our podcast, but so far I was driving to Michigan, so I wasn't able to start it when I did, and then the other people haven't gotten the message that we're starting the podcast. But I figured I would go ahead and start, and we're going to get going with this particular, by the way, this is my son, Jason.
Hello.
And this is his buddy, Dare.
That's her second son.
Yeah. He's my son from another mother. Or something like that. So,
Mom's
one thing.
Brother from another mother.
I know, it's brother from another mother, but he's my son from another mother. From another lady, yeah. Okay, so we're trying to do, I'm trying to get these things to load. That's the problem with this dumb phone. Good thing I got a second phone. It's always good to have a second telephone. Okay. Here we go. All right. So the thing I wanted to talk about tonight is I'm going to play this video, and then I wanted to see what the people in the room think about this. Okay. This guy, we get...
You saw the paperwork, everything is registered, correct? Okay, so the bus driver is refusing to drive off because of what reason? Her supervisor. So you legally saw my document stating that this is a service dog, correct?
ain't gonna be able to see
So I
that.
just want to document
don't mess with it, Jason.
And I just want to make sure that this is safe for my estate because this is considered a law.
They don't have to see the...
Forced off of the bus after I paid.
You guys, come on.
She just said something about she don't have to pay. No, but I paid, and that doesn't make sense. Why would I squeeze in the back of a police car? No, it's just right. I'm not a criminal. I don't belong in the back of a police car.
Once you see the link to the video.
So the bus driver is refusing to have the service dog on the bus. And I don't even know if that is legally possible, but
she's now refusing to do such. She doesn't know the law, and that's
Good mom. We're leaving.
okay. Thank you, Jason.
DriverLadyPro, guys. That's DriverLadyPro. DriverLadyPro.
Okay. Now we got... Hi, William. Give any shout out to William. So apparently this particular bus driver, I think this is in Chicago. Yes, it's in Chicago. The bus driver is not allowing them to have a service dog on the bus. Now, this is the first time that I ever knew about this. And I'm sure the reason why we have to allow service dogs in our car is because it is illegal, but I am not sure if there is some kind of different clause for people and service dogs on the bus. But he had information to prove that the dog was a service dog, and the police themselves were not allowing him to bring the service dog on the bus. So it was, even the police did not know that he has to be allowed, legally, he has to be allowed to let the service dog go on the bus with him. So this is like a big deal. If any of you are drivers yourselves, you are allowed to ask for proof that the dog is a service dog, I think. because a lot of people will try and get their regular pets. They'll just play their pets off as service dogs. So I got 10 people in the room. Can I get 10 thumbs up? So far I just got William shouting out to me, guys. I just want to show that in a lot of industries, other drivers, maybe they don't even know the rules. I personally, I've known this rule for a long time that you had to take service dogs. And if you know, hey there, people need to educate themselves on the ADA, says Fat Man. You are not allowed to ask for proof. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I didn't know you're not allowed to ask for proof. I do know that if you go into a store, they just ask you, is that a service dog? You may be right that you're not allowed to ask for proof. I think you are right, because a lot of times in the store, they when I was a cashier, they said you aren't allowed to ask for proof. You are allowed to ask, 1, if the animal service is a service animal, and 2, does that animal provide service for a disability? Which is basically the same thing. Fat Man, I'm going to put this particular information in the description below so that people maybe they can have this information right here, because I did not know that. Fat Man says, that's it. I know I'm right. I have had an extensive training in fair housing. Yeah. So I personally did not know that, that you could not ask. But the whole idea is a lot of people don't like the dog hair to get in their car. And a lot of people don't know first of all, if it's if it's a true service animal, it will sit on the floor. Okay. Frank says, hey, you made it. Yes, Frank, I'm in Michigan. And just so y'all know, I'm going to be in Florida after the beginning of the year. I'm going to Niles, Florida. So maybe I can do some visits with some people in Florida. I know Fat Man's in Florida. And Dustin, Rideshare Dustin. So anyway, this was one of my stories. Then here is, it's talking about, this is another one that is another story. You vacuumed the area up. You can't question the legitimacy of the service animal. Uber and your car insurance won't cover the lawsuit. Yes, you're right. And oh, no, you don't vacuum the hair up. You can take a wet cloth, wipe it off, or I always keep a one of those dish gloves. You can rub it on there and it'll come right off. Or a plastic glove, one of those medical gloves, you can put that on there, or you can just rub the hair off. But usually service animals are not up all over your seats if they are real true service animals. They usually sit on the floor and behave. Jason, that's my son. Jason, stop. Okay, so anyway, however you want to clean it up, you are responsible for cleaning it up because you don't have a choice. You must take the dog. Yes.
Are you talking about?
It says, yes, you're right here. Don't play with me. Get off. Don't be saying rude crap.
I have not written anything.
Lies.
That's not me.
Lies.
No, that's not me. I'm Rainbow Smiley on here.
That is your dad.
That's my dad.
Okay. Jason is in your dad. Stop. So anyway, Jason, go on. But a lot of you guys don't know that you can just wipe off the seat with a plastic glove and it'll come right off. I didn't know that. That's a little trick. You have every legal right to refuse a companion animal or otherwise known as emotional support animal, but you cannot refuse a service animal. Yes, I know that. I know you cannot refuse a service animal. Jason! All right, so the next thing that I wanted to talk about, I had a couple things that I wanted to talk about today before I get on to question and answer. Frank El Franco says you can refuse a service animal if it misbehaves. And then Fat Man says, Frank, if a service animal is misbehaving, it's not a service animal, it's a companion animal. Jason Koffel, probably my ex-husband, says, vacuum it. Let's get to the point here. What are about... I'm not reading the rest. Okay, so I'm going to play this video.
It's a race to the bottom. Every day, people are going deeper and deeper into poverty. And this is the reality of the so-called gig economy. It's about destroying what has been a full-time profession, turning it into part-time poverty pay work.
Instead of picking up 10 people a day, now I have to pick up 25 people a day. I use more mileage. I use more gas. I have more depreciation of my car. My car is like a piece of, I don't want to say that word, you know what I mean. 10 to 12 hours a day, I have 3 apps are on, and I'm working with the 3 apps so I can run my kitchen. I have a big family, 4 kids going to college, so it is getting difficult every day that my living is getting more difficult and difficult.
Taxi drivers held a vigil to remember a livery car driver who'd committed suicide outside the gates of City Hall Monday. Douglas Shifter is believed to be the 3rd New York City driver to commit suicide in the past 3 months.
The driver who hanged himself, his roommate was our friend, and he was driving Uber X, small level of the car, which make the least money, so he was not able to make his bills, so he suicide.
I'm just surviving. Once the death is going to be beyond my knees, and I'm going to be dead.
So, Fat Man says, I get what you're trying to play, but if people don't like the fact that things are changing them, they need to make changes themselves. And then Fat Man says, you have 4 kids that are going through college, and you have chosen to do that by driving for Uber. Okay, so Fat Man, this I agree in some sort. What I think is personally, for me personally, I really enjoy the flexibility, and I know people have children, and the inflexibility is really wonderful, and we don't know how individual people are. And this is what I feel is really important to stress. It is not okay to give us less pay. When we have been crying and crying, saying we are not getting enough pay, and the media has there's been so many things about how we are not getting enough pay. And yet they continue to drop our pay. So jobs come and go. I've been through it, says Frank L. Franco. This is my feeling. I feel like it's important to let people know that if you have a job and you get paid less than when you started, it's a good idea to at least find another decent job somewhere else. And a lot of people are staying with this poor job just because they're getting paid less and less. When I go to a job, I get better at my job, so they pay me more and more, and I get paid less than when I started. Fat Man says, you can't pay college tuition for one person driving for Uber. Everybody knows that. So I don't want to hear the sob story. Get a loan. Okay, get a loan. Anyway, so what do you guys, Fat Man has obviously, I'm agreeing with you. It's not okay to give us less pay, but they are a business and they are going to profit and they're going to take away everybody's livelihood. They can do it. Well, you got to remember that just like the fast foods are, they think this is the way they think. Anybody can do this job. Anybody can do it. So we can just get anybody to do it. So why pay these people more? If just anybody can do it, the problem with what happens when you just do a job and you don't pay them good is the quality of the service drops. It does. So a lot of people get in my car and they say, well, this person gave me a ride and this is what sucked about it. This is what sucked about it. And I'm like, they were probably new drivers. And that's the way I feel. I feel like companies that don't keep their long-term drivers end up at long-term, whether employees or not, they don't. Fat Man says, Jason, you can keep your mouth shut. I have 3 years of drive. Jason is my ex-husband, you guys. He's coming on and messing around with me. Don't pay any attention to him. DriverLadyPro. Get out. So anyway, don't get upset at my ex-husband. He's just being a jerk. His feet smell anyway. I saw a study where if Walmart gave every employee they had a $2 raise, they would be bankrupt. You are probably right. Here's the deal. They figure, and hi Cobra, hi, nice to see you. So I think they figure that what they're doing is because we can do this, anybody can do this job, they don't have to pay us, and then they keep giving us pay cuts. And I seen where they said this is an open market, and in order to have an open market, we can't limit the number of drivers because that would defeat the possibility of that would defeat the purpose of having a open market, etc. So anyway, so if you decide to work, Jason Koffel did say, if you decide to work for a company, then it's your job to make them money, not the other way around. The daughter of Walmart, he said the daughter of Walmart is worth $40 billion. That is a good point, Jason. El Franco, as long as they can get drivers, they will not pay more. Exactly. As long as they can get riders, they will raise rates. Then the fat man says, when I first started driving Uber 3 years ago, the per mile rate were here was $2.25. Now it's 96 cents. The quality was not improved, nor has it declined. It's always been trashy ass drivers. Jason Koffel says she probably owns Uber and Lyft. Okay, Dave the Uber slave. Hey, buddy, Dave the Uber slave. Welcome to the chat. Funny comment tonight from mom whose teenager didn't get picked up. Said Uber isn't getting her business anymore. Yeah, well, it's against the terms of service. Sorry, lady. I got a text back. I think I saved the text. I'll play it for you in a minute. The other problem is Uber, says Fat Man. The other problem is Uber pays every one of their employees well over $100,000 a year. So if they cut employee level salaries, they could afford to raise the rates. Did you know that CEOs in the United States make 3 times as much as CEOs in other countries? A computer programmer makes $200,000 a year in Uber. Franco says, "Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave. Woohoo!" So I got 9 people in the room. 9 thumbs up, buddy. We're going for at least 20. Come on, we need 20 thumbs up. So, guys, this is the other thing now I have for you. Do you like this room? They have this room as a bedroom, but now it's like, it's just a small room. And I'm like, dang, I want this room. This is just like their office room, their chill pad. This is my house. My son takes care of my house and doesn't pay much in rent. Anyway, let's talk about the other things that I have to talk about today. So usually I start this thing off with, Jason Koffel says, "Hey, Uber driver, you should be fired. You're supposed to be delivering me a daughter and I need a chocolate shake." No. I'm over driving. Dave, the Uber slave, says, "I'm over driving. I'm going to start being a passenger instead." Then the fat man says, "Amazon Flex is an open market and they limit the number of drivers they hire." Yeah, that's just a bunch of BS that Uber. Then the fat man says the daughter of Walmart has taken her money and reinvested it to make more money. Walmart's not paying her $40 billion a year. Yes, Jason says it's now his birthday. My ex-husband, the reason why I'm here is my ex-husband was having some medical problems. Hi, Jason. And his life was saved. And my daughter said, "I have to go." But it was cheaper for her to get off in Chicago and have me drive her. Then I'm glad you're doing better, Jason. Anyway, so I want to go on with what I had saved to talk about. I have a whole bunch of stuff. This one is, a lady says, picked up a bartender last night who complained about how no one tips how they should. No one tips how they should. It was a 30-minute ride, and before she got out, she told me how much she enjoyed the ride. Blah, blah, blah. 0 tip. I thought you all would appreciate the irony. I don't expect tips, but I do appreciate them, and I always tip my Lyft drivers. I'm convinced Thursday sucks for tips. I also picked up people from a gala who didn't tip. I don't really try to keep track of tipping. What do you guys think? Hold on a minute. Jason, give me a water, please. Okay. So Jason says blah. Jason Koffel says blah, blah, blah. Fat man, her inheritance was 40 billion. Her salary is different. Savage, I sent you a request. At the fat man, Savage says at the fat man that 200K per year sounds great. Jason Koffel says blah blah blah. Well, I guess you can do that on your birthday only, Jason Koffel. All right. Thank you. All right. What? Okay, are you going to open it for me? Such a jerk. Oh, Jason, please give me my water. Please. I'm going to beat him. Jason, I get the whole marital blah, 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 but if you are not interested in supporting her in her cause, would you please seek life elsewhere? You are getting on my nerves. Well, anyway, let's talk about the next thing. I can just ignore him, and we could all just ignore him if he wants to be a jerk. Okay. Please, I want to get out. There. I'm so nice to my kids. Okay, it says Uber sending me emails talking about I was under the influence, deactivated my account. Meanwhile, I just kicked a passenger out of my Lyft car for rolling up. IDC, how cool you think I am? He thought, you just don't do stuff like that in other people's car. If you're rolling up in a car, then that is illegal. I mean, maybe not here in Michigan, but it is illegal to be rolling up weed in pretty much any other state, maybe Colorado. Jason, stop causing trouble. Okay, so the fat man says, no. Jason says, I was invited to this live chat. Okay, whatever. Scientists, while they are rolling up, I would be loading up the pistol. Yeah, Savage, I don't think you want to admit that you would have anything like that in your car. Absolutely not. I would be just opening the door and saying, you need to leave, because it is illegal to be rolling. Yeah, you can't, it might be a First Amendment, Jason, but it is against our terms of service for us to carry firearms. We can get, Savage Science says Nintendo pistol. Or I could just, I don't have my Spanky. I could take out my, my chancla and beat the living tar out of him anyway. Okay, so. This driver said, I thought this was interesting. I took a Lyft to a holiday party last night and was supposed to be picked up by an older lady. Driver arrives, right car, but it was an older guy, mid-60s at least, driving. He said he was driving on his wife's account. I was in a rush, so I said screw it and got in. He was driving very awkwardly, so I asked him if he could even see. He said, not very well. Having trouble because the windows are fogged up. They weren't, he said. He also stopped in the middle of the road to see if the road we were, probably to see what road they were on. See what road they were at and where he was supposed to turn. He stopped in the middle of the road to see what road they were at and where he was supposed to turn. The next turn, he almost turned into the fire department instead of turning into the street that was 500 feet away. That's the only driver I've ever rated 1 star, and I've been dealing with customer support ever since, but I guess I lived. What do you guys think? Oh, hi, Sammy Joe. Welcome to the room. Jason, my son, is Rainbow Smiley. Jason, quit playing around. Okay, so Frank L. Franco says, yeah, I wouldn't say I keep rat poison in the back seat. Exactly. You guys need to quit getting on my channel while I know. Yeah, well, yeah, but y'all need to go out there and quit messing around. Okay. I have a nice video on my channel going into detail about Uber's weapon policy. Oh, says Savage Scientist. So anyway, let's. Anybody have any comments about this particular person? What are you doing?
I'm just sitting there.
I am. Yeah,
I'm supporting you. I'm supporting you.
Are you supporting me?
I'm supporting you.
Okay. They're out there messing with me, aren't they? Yes, I knew it. They're like, it's Dad.
Water.
Okay. Rainbow Smiley, get off my channel. I'm going to boot you. Remove. Darn. I removed him. Okay. Let's go on to the next topic. All right. I was hoping anybody got comments on this. What's the best and worst names of people you've picked up? I just had a lady named Aquanetta. Here, Darray, I'll point it down so you can be famous on my YouTube channel. So Savage Scientist says, ha ha ha. He's putting the rabbit ears behind your head. I know. He was doing it earlier.
I'm not.
Get out. You're not a good son right now. Go on. Go on with your bad self. Go on. No. Come on. Go on. See you later. Bye. Bye. Close the door behind you. Thank you. I'm going to lock that door. Savage, I need you in the room. You need to be booting some kids that I have in the room. I can't. Okay. Team LMDU. So, all right. So, Dave the Uber Slave says, name on my app said drunk. Then Dave the Uber Slave said, I was kidding. He wasn't putting the rabbit ears. Get out, Jason. Jason. Get out. Go on. Oh, I miss being home with my family. All right. Dave the Uber slave. You said somebody's name was Drunk. Anybody else? Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the next question. Yeah, whooping in order. Yes, exactly. Okay, so next question. At the end of the ride, the pack says, cancel the ride or I'm going to call and say you were drunk and driving the wrong way on a one-way street. Cancel and I won't call. And I just walked away. Walked away? That didn't make sense. Maybe drove away. Jason, I am just going to, let's see. There we go. Okay, so, Fat Man, that's what Uber has done to people. They are forced to cheat. I'd have to agree. Savage Scientist says, I'm back on my primary account. Okay, Savage, do you want me to send you so you can join the room? Or no? Okay. So what would you guys do if a Uber person, if a passenger said to you, my daughter, Jessica, come on in. My daughter, Jessica, says, oh my God, this is great. Thanks, Jessica. Okay, let me do that. Let me add you to the room. Here you are, Ed. Adding you now. Sending the invite. Fat Man had a dude named Smoke. I have had several people with names like D or M or J or whatever. I've never had any. I've had like different. Hey, Savage Scientist. It's Savage Scientist in the house.
What's going on?
Not much. I'm at my house in Muskegon, Michigan, and I'm visiting I'm visiting my family here. So anyway.
So I'm about to pull the chat out so I could still chat in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
so Fat Man says, oh wait, no, I already said that one. Dave the Uber Slave says, I've had a lot of single letter names too. Yes. Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah. I had the A's and B's.
I have to admit, I have an account on, I think it's on Lyft. My passenger account says DriverLadyPro is my name.
Now that's what's up there.
So
I didn't know you could customize it like that.
Yeah, well, it took because on my email account, on my Gmail, my name is not my Mandy Martinez. My name is DriverLadyPro. So they think my name is DriverLadyPro. And a lot of times, if I go to fill out applications, yeah, I need to get in there and change that because, if I'm filling out an application, it'll automatically put my name as DriverLadyPro. So one thing I want to move on.
All right.
Dave the Uber Slade says cold as F up there. Yes, it is. It is. Right now it's 19 degrees outside. So I want to.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, it is. It's bitter cold outside. We were thinking there was going to be snow here because there's no snow in Chicago, and a lot of times because this is right on the lake. It's straight across from Milwaukee. There's a cross lake ferry from Muskegon to Milwaukee, and straight across.
How wide is Lake Michigan?
Huh? I don't know. It's I think the fastest is a 2-hour ferry ride across, but I don't know how wide it is.
So that means you got to be about 70 miles, 60, 70 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Frank L. Franco says, when I get people with strange names, I say their name a lot. Yeah, when I try to at least say somebody's name a couple times, and if I am not a shy person, so if I can't pronounce their name, I will say, "How do you pronounce your name?" And then it's, "Oh, okay." And if they say what looks like it is on the screen, then I will let you know. But I check to make sure I got the right passenger before I get going. So so I will make sure I won't. But if I can't pronounce their name, I won't like slaughter it over and over again because my last name is Martinez. But I have so many people say Martinez, and I'm like, it's a common name. That is ridiculous that you don't know that my name is Martinez. It drives me nuts. And so I would imagine how the passenger would feel if they said, "Oh, Jason, I'm going to boot you if you keep doing this." I'm trying to boot him. Let's see. Remove. Put user in timeout, hide user on this channel. There we go. Okay, Franco, Lake Michigan is about 120 miles across. Thank you, Franco.
All right.
Yeah. Dave the Uber Slave says Frank only gets one trip a day, if any at all, because he lives in the middle of nowhere, New Mexico. I just saw a new 2 times this week. I've seen New Mexico license plates.
It depends on what part of New Mexico.
Yeah.
As Albuquerque is about what, 1 million people.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so what would y'all do if you received this in the mail? We received a report from one of your riders stating you appeared to be under the influence during the trip. So they want you to respond to the email.
The easiest thing to do is tell the truth.
So what I do immediately, if I've never had this happen, but if I had a customer claim that I was drunk during the ride, the first thing I would do is I would go to the police station and tell them I need a breathalyzer test. And then maybe later the next day, to save my job, I would stop in and I would pay to have a P test to make sure to prove that I am not under the influence, even because they could say, well, maybe she wasn't under the influence of alcohol, but she was under the influence of something. So that is what and a lot of new people don't know that. And you have a small window. You have like 24 hours and then alcohol is out of your system. Okay. So that is also another reason why not to drive dirty. Don't drive dirty. You know, don't, it's not a good idea to
I
drive.
wish that Uber could, like, if you get a complaint that somebody is driving drunk, like if you get a complaint about being under the influence, Uber should say, this is what you need to do to have your account reactivated. You shouldn't have to figure it out and do it on. You shouldn't have to do this.
Exactly. That is why there are podcasts like this that help try to inform people and let people know exactly what to do. That is why they put us in business, really, because if Uber went and told everybody this stuff, first of all, I mean, they have a 4%, they keep 4% of their drivers. They have a tremendous turnover rate, but over and over, people are like, oh, maybe I'll drive for Uber. Maybe I'll drive for Lyft. So, you know, nobody is doing anything about it except for those out.
Dare says goodbye.
No, but Dare, I said bye.
Yep. Uber is the axis of evil.
So Franco says, but Albuquerque is 4 hours away. They have an airport and Uber Eats. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Albuquerque is a big city.
Yeah.
But he must be in Truth or Consequences or something down in the middle of nowhere.
So I want to talk about this. This is a text. Uber. Hi, Brianna. I'm dedicated driver account specialist here to help you get your account set up. Do you have any questions? Then it said, and then it said the other day, and then it says today, hi, Brianna, it's your driver account specialist from Uber. I'm excited to help you get on the road. First things first, can you send me a photo of your driver's license? What do you think about that? Savage.
Yeah, I was typing. So
yeah, I know.
So I would say, I mean, if you get this type of call,
it was
the
a
best
text.
thing to do. A text, yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't tell you what's going on. It just seemed like one of those automated responses.
This is what I think about it. It is a scammer. You do not.
I thought you were still on the driving under the influence question.
Nope. This is, hi, Brianna. I'm your dedicated driver account specialist here to help you get your account set up. Do you have any questions? And then it said, hey, Brianna, it's your driver account specialist from Uber. I'm excited to help you get on the road. First thing first, can you send me a photo of your driver's license? Uber never.
I'll tell them I already sent it through the app. They should already have it.
Exactly. Anybody that's a new driver should know that, yes, Bob S. says, yes, it's a scammer. It is a scammer. Nobody is just going to ask you to send them a picture of your driver's license. Don't send people your password. If you put it into Uber, but even then, it might, you got to be careful. You just got to be careful where you're putting your information into. You need to be suspect. And this is one of them big ones. Dave, the Uber Save says, sorry about the stream earlier, Bob. Problem with the phone. Then Bob S says, hey, Dave, that's all right.
She reading the comments with enthusiasm.
Yeah. Then I have another thing to discuss.
I do have a video on the scammers that's out there for Uber scammers.
I think I'm going to do a video about the scammers too myself. Yeah. This one says, beware, most of the riders use the stop feature so you can become their personal chauffeur. They will ask you to take them places waiting for them. And since we don't have a waiting time clock to activate the charge them, answer is no. They can call taxi to wait for them all they want. When these calls come in, just cancel. Avoid exchanging words. They will falsely make false accusations to Uber, so our account will be disabled. Just cancel and move on to the next rider. What do you think about this one?
The stop. What is the stop feature?
All right. Uber has made it so you can set a stop in the Uber app.
Oh, you're talking about extra stops. Oh,
yeah,
all right.
This guy is talking about taking us. They make it so, you drive me to the gas station, I make a stop. And this guy doesn't realize that while you're stopped, you are getting paid money per minute. Okay? He is saying because he doesn't see the timer running in front of him while they're inside, he doesn't really realize that he is getting paid per minute. He says, they will ask you to take them places and wait for them. And since we don't have a wait time clock to activate to charge them, answer is no. That's not true. You do get paid for your time. This guy has not investigated after he's done one of those rides. You do get paid per minute that they're in there.
I always think that they should. Like, I remember back before 180 days of change, they started talking to drivers and they wanted input from us. And I sent the letter to Uber, and I actually did a video on this. And I said, one of the things the Uber app needs is a real-time price. Soon when they get in the car, just like a taximeter, a real-time cost of the ride. And then if you stop and waiting in traffic, they could see how much it is, the whole 9 yards. But that would be too much like right for Uber, because it would be harder for them to justify taking 50% of our money. Because then
50%.
Because the thing is, the customer will know exactly how much they paying, and you would know how much the customer is supposed to pay. So there's a reason why Uber didn't implement this feature.
They did implement the stop feature. You can
they have the stop feature. I thought when you said stop, I didn't think about adding some 5 or 6 additional stops on the route. Yeah, I was thinking more of you could stop the fare.
Yeah.
Just like pause the fare.
You can take Franco says you get 18 cents per minute. And then Franco says it's 0.1875 and it averages out to $11.25 an hour. So if I sat there for an hour with the thing on, I would at least be getting paid $11.25 an hour. I think we get paid 19 cents an hour here in Chicago, and it's a little bit different in every place. So let me move on.
So that means Uber is probably getting about 5 cents a minute too.
Probably, I don't know, but we are getting
probably more. They probably getting about 9 cents a minute.
They're getting something. I know that. Okay, so this is another one. So I just pulled up and dropped a guy with a trunk of groceries off. As he was getting his stuff out of the trunk, the AMT dude, I guess she pulled in front of, she stopped in front of ambulance. It shows in the picture they were, maybe 15 feet away from an ambulance, and the ambulance was bringing people out to another, from another building. And she had to drop the the person off with his groceries to the building probably next door. The EMT dude comes over and starts snapping pictures of my car and my face. I rolled down the window and asked what he was doing, and he said, "You're blocking an ambulance. You're an Uber driver. You Uber drivers are stupid and out of control," and then walked away. I really want to call 311 and file a complaint for harassment, but worried that it will just escalate things. Do you have any advice? What would you do about that particular incident? Let me see if I can turn down the, yeah, I might be able to turn down the brightness so that you can see it on my.
So far in the I was just reading the comments too. But if it was me, I wouldn't even worry about it.
Yeah.
If you don't want get these hands, if you don't want to get beat down, then he better go back where he came from. Because instead of word,
this is the picture right here of see the guy getting out and there's an ambulance behind and they're loading up the ambulance.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he was saying that she was being kind of like blocking or something, the ambulance, but he was stopped.
It didn't look like they were blocking anything though.
No, he's not. In that picture, he wasn't. And she just thought, what kind of advice would you have for this particular incident? I would call 311 myself.
He could pull out. I mean, you could pull your camera out also and record him taking pictures of you, and then get the vehicle and the number off the vehicle and report that to the company that they work for.
Exactly. Yes. You are very right. And this is another reason why, if y'all don't know, it's a good idea to keep your dash cams on at all times. So let me move on to the next one. I think you're right. Went to pick up, and when I arrived, confirmed the name, then was told, "Oh wait, I have a Christmas tree." Guy points to the ground. I told him I'm not transporting a Christmas tree on the top of my car, as I am not risking scratching it. He had nothing to lay down first. He looked at me like I had two heads and said, "Well, you have a roof rack, like that entitles him to using it." And I just said, "I'm sorry, I cannot transport your Christmas tree." I told him to try Uber XL or call a friend. Anyone else get this scenario? The Christmas season is upon us. What do you think, Savage?
I would let him put it up there. I would let him put the Christmas tree on top of my car, and then when he get in the car, he's gonna read my sign that say vehicle damage up to $30,000. So one scratch is all it takes, and I'm gonna claim a whole paint job. So I'm happy.
I had my trunk ruined by a passenger, and I was told that that I would get deactivated, and it's a pain in the ass trying to get that taken care of, etc., etc. So I just, and the reason why I was letting people put the stuff in the trunk, because I picked somebody's luggage up once, and those plastic luggages that people buy, the cheap luggages, I dropped one and it split one time.
Oh, one of the plastic suitcase?
Yeah, plastic suitcase, and it split. And I thought I'll just let people put their luggage in the car.
Yeah, I tell them, I don't be wanting to put people, I tell them this. I tell them that it's a liability for me to touch your belongings. Now, it's all right for me to take them out, but I'm not going to put them in.
Why?
And the reason why I take them out, because I'm ready to go. So As long as I'm standing out there, you know, I let them put their stuff in, and if it's kind of big, but I stand. Another thing is I stand and I slam my own trunk because they're trying in Hercules and tear your trunk up.
Yep, they ruined the plastic guider on my trunk latch. So now I have to shut it and I have to slam it just straight down, or else, you know, the guider doesn't guide it into place. Franco says, "Wait a minute. Our wait minutes are different. I get 21 cents per minute wait time," he says. And then Franco
all right
says, "I would say no to a tree." I personally would say no to a tree. You know, I have a 2017 car. You ain't putting your tree on my car. You're also, and this is very typical. I have heard of people putting like large screen TVs in vehicles. First of all, I don't want to be liable if your large screen TV ends up breaking in my car. I'm not a moving service. So I am going to say no, because if you guys say, "Oh, you were moving it and it broke," and then they go after my insurance, no.
Well,
no.
they will be suing Uber insurance, or they TV could break your car.
Yeah.
Or they decide to, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of this one. I done gotten people cars with gasoline. I done ran out of gas quite a few times and got in the car with gas. And I always tip the drivers real good.
Yeah, you know what?
But I also done held the gas outside the car too.
Let me tell you, this is what Rideshare Dustin does, and this is a good idea. Somebody wants to put something in his car. He would, like, if it's a big screen TV, etc. But like, say he is questionable, he'll say, "So let's talk tips." So when I did my video about suggesting don't talk to your passengers about tips, I like that idea. If they want to do something outrageous, how much money are you willing to pay me to do that?
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I do that a lot too.
Extra.
I ask for tips.
You want to put your gasoline in my car? Yeah, you can pay me extra money to get, you know, and that's
and I actually like to do it because I know how it is. You know, I treat if I get in the Uber, I treat my driver the same way I would like to be treated. So I would give them an extra $5 or $6 because that's what I would expect.
Yeah, he says, like, if somebody wants to, of course he drives Uber XL. So, like, if they want him to do wait an extra long time, or, you know, something, he'll be like, "Okay, let's talk tip." That's exactly.
I don't blame him for that, though.
That's a good idea. So how much are you going to tip me? "Oh, I'll tip you in there." I've heard that a million times. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't do that app shit. That tipping the app stuff. That what I do is I always tell people, you know, like I would get people who want to be, "Oh, well, this is Uber XL," and they want to put 8 people in the car, and I tell them like this: I could cancel this right now. All y'all have to give me cash money. I want cash up front. And I also did something highly illegal on Uber and that one time they had 10 people who wanted to get in my car. And I told them that that y'all have to cancel cancel the trip, and I'm gonna collect my my fee, and I want $10 a person. So I wound up getting, they didn't give me all my money though, but I got at least $60 for that trip. And that's one of the, that's one of the high, back when I had my van. And yeah, so if you get a van, then you can make a lot of money, but people gonna want to pile up. This is a college town.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna want to pile 10 people in the car to go 7 blocks down the street when they could have
Yep.
walked.
Yep. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Do you think it's possible to do 19 Uber rides in less than 2 hours? I have a lady in one of my local Uber groups claiming did 19 rides in less than 2 hours. I just don't see it possible whatsoever.
I would say it is, let's see, that means that you have to take, in 2 hours, that's 120 minutes. So if you do, so I would say the average call take about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
But
You know, but the thing is, to have that type of volume, that means it got to be surging, and that
Yep.
means you'll be in traffic most of that time, and that means that, you know, in that case, it's not consistent enough unless it's after a game and after something big. You know, it's possible, but really hard to accomplish.
that's the same thing I think. A lot of times if I'm getting close to the end, this is a tip for all y'all. If you're trying to get your bonus and it's the end of the night, what I'll do is I go to Northwestern. It's a college area. Northwestern and Loyola are right by each other. And a lot of times they're kids that just want to get home to their dorm from Burger King or McDonald's or their party or whatever. So I'll get short rides, but that doesn't mean all of them are going to have short rides, because I have thought, oh, I'm going to get a short ride, and then I ended up back in Chicago, and Loyola and Northwestern are in the north side of Chicago. So it doesn't necessarily mean, oh, it is like the math is possible, but it's kind of difficult for that to actually happen. I mean, you would have to be pretty darn lucky, because even when I go to the college towns,
I really think 20 calls is impossible. I think that there is a 5% chance of doing it.
Yeah, small,
probably
small.
less than that.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
2 hours.
Talking out there.
What? Did she say 19 calls?
19 calls in 2 hours.
That's a lot.
I average maybe 2 to 3 calls at the very most an hour. At the very most.
I did the most calls I did in an hour would probably be about 3.
Yeah, 3, maybe 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that was real busy. I mean, and there's this thing that's busy, but not a lot of cars on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing about living in a town where everything closed at a certain time, because a lot of times when the bars close, people haven't, the cars didn't hit the road yet. So you probably could get in and get you a few calls, but eventually everybody gonna be in their car. And then that traffic is gonna start piling up. So yeah, so Frank just said that he got 4.5. So he got look like 8 in an hour. So if you got 8 calls in an hour, so in 2 hours, if that pattern stay consistent, then that's 16 calls in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so he'll probably be the exception. I mean, if you could do 8 in an hour, you might could squeeze a hustle out of that and get 20 calls or get 10 calls. If you think about 10 calls an hour, mean 10 minutes. That means you have 10 minutes to pick that customer up, drive them where they have to go, and then be in position to pick up your second call. 10 minutes.
Because sometimes you get calls and you have to drive to them, 8, 7, 10 minutes. So it's difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, unless those pool rides or something too, and they.
Yeah,
I don't even know if they count.
I didn't even think about pool rides. That might be why the lady said, "Oh, I did 19 in 2 hours." Maybe she was doing pool rides. That might have been what she was talking about.
Yeah. And another thing, like I did like if you picking up somebody on Uber and Lyft, like if you're running both apps at the same time and you know exactly where your customer dropping off, you might could get a call in that spot. But the app, the way Uber app is now is that when you drop somebody off, it'll pair you with a ride in that area. And if it's busy enough, then you could possibly not even have to use Uber and Lyft at the same time.
Yeah. So Franco says, I get 8 all day. He says, I was just saying 19 rides in 2 hours. He wasn't actually saying he's done it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 all day. You know, my goal used to be 10 calls a day.
Yeah, me
But
too.
when I did Uber X, yeah, my goal was I started doing 15 calls a day because Uber X was terrible. I was getting $3 and $4 per call, and now I just do select.
Mm-hmm. So let's move on to the next question. Lyft, one last question, they said. I had a good day, 9 rides. So I was driving a girl to her location and I got notice that another passenger was added. I asked her if we were picking someone up. She said no. I dropped her off and then I went on to the new person. Here, he said he had a scheduled ride, but it was canceled. So they automatically added it to me. It was fine. Then after dropping them off at the airport, I got another one. I figured it was from the airport, but it was a girl at Taco Bell. I asked if she had a ride schedule that canceled. She said no. So does Lyft just automatically connect you to people who are close by?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, one thing about what Lyft does, and this is one thing that really pissed me off when I worked for them, is sometimes I was driving and I would have a call. And you know, I try, like if I see someone, like I know my maps good enough to, if I glance and see a call, like if you look at your map and you know that somebody is downtown Chicago and you down on and you towards you coming from the north side. You know where you're going, so you won't look at your map until you get closer to the area where the customer is going to be. Sometimes Lyft would change and give you another customer along the way, and you don't even know about it. And before you know it, you get there, and then you see the map telling you to go back the other way because on your way, Lyft paired you with a customer that was closer, and the app didn't tell me. I used to be extremely mad about that. Or you might get a long trip notification on a call, and then it give you a bullshit $3 trip that was closer.
Yep.
I had those.
What I don't like about Lyft. The other thing I don't like about Lyft is they don't allow you to stop once you are picking up. Once you get line rides in your car, they just are. They're not line anymore. They're called shared. Once you get line rides in your car, they keep adding line rides and adding line rides and adding. And I'm like, look, I gotta pee. And I'll turn off the thing and they'll keep, and you have to like cancel the next person in order to stop the line rides. And I thought the other night I was doing it. I thought, oh, they fixed this. They stopped doing that. No, they're still doing it. I thought, oh yeah, I'll just cancel it because it said stop from adding more, and they kept adding more people, and I'm like, wait a minute. And when you gotta go, you gotta go. I'm like, look, guys, you need to leave my car, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So Franco says Lyft don't have a long pickup fee. Uber does. Oh yeah. Lyft does not have a long pickup fee either. The
little money that they put on it isn't nothing but a couple dimes anyway.
And I don't think they give you, I don't know. I haven't looked at how much they charge, but I think Uber pays you an extra $1.25 or something extra per person in your car. Uber, I don't think, or I mean, Uber does that. I don't think Lyft pays you for each extra person in your car. So
That's how cabs work.
I know, but that's not how Lyft does it. So,
but I think Uber is up to 4 people, and then because really I really think that Uber need to change their whole model. If it's one person in the car, then it should be that fair. If it's 2 people, then it should be it should be $1 for every extra person, and the driver it should be up to the driver to charge that $1.
they do. They give you an extra 50 cents or 25 cents or $1 per extra person in your car.
But but the thing is, when you book a ride, it says up to 4 people.
Yeah, they put up to 4 people in your car.
But and I didn't see a way to like if somebody get in my car and they it's 2 people. I never saw an option that I could add $1 for that extra person.
No, if it's pool, it's $1 per extra pickup.
Oh, so you talking about pool trips?
Yeah, I'm talking about line trips.
I was just talking about straight Uber X.
Yeah, no.
And I think that it should be charged. They really need to change the model, or either go up on the price or change that, because it's not fair for us to have to. I mean, for these $3 and $4, that's gas money.
Yep. So here's our next question. Okay, is it true the Lyft doesn't want us driving after an incident with a passenger and wait for the claim to process through when it includes damage to your vehicle?
Well, I saw a Lyft vehicle. This thing looked like, I swear, this car looked like somebody done just looked like this car done been in a wreck. I mean, it was all busted up and tore up in the back.
That was my
vehicle hanging out.
That was my vehicle.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna, when I see you down here again, I'm gonna get my camera out and I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna have it on my YouTube channel. That car looked like it was totaled. That car should have been totaled out a long time ago. It was, and it's always dirty.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. When I was driving in my car, should have been totaled a long time ago. Look, it was looking like it needed to be totaled. I was trying to drive just at night, but even when I was driving just at night, people complained and they deactivated me until I got my car fixed. So that person that you saw that looked totaled, you have to be driving with your vehicle fixed. Okay?
Yeah.
You can't.
But then they got the nerve to tell you they want you to have a fixed vehicle, but they don't pay you enough money to get it fixed.
No, they don't. No, they don't. But, oh, by the way, they give you a coupon at Firestar for 10% off.
It was like 10% off.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
They can't. I will tell them, you know what? I want to cash that 10% off in on a 10% increase. I want that back. Just give me a 10% raise.
Yeah, exactly. They
come with this buddy with other companies.
Uh-huh.
So other companies could take advantage of us.
Mm-hmm. See, what they're trying to do is they're trying to promote other business. I do like the fact that they are promoting other business within their business. Like, for instance, if you can get money off on your bill from Sprint. I haven't gotten my money off for my AT&T bill, and you can get money off for I think just Sprint and AT&T. I might be wrong, but the point is
Uber started on AT&T alone. I think it was.
I have my
AT&T was
account.
giving out phones.
I have my AT&T account, and the phone that I got for free, right? It's crap. It overheats all the time. I've been doing podcasts on it, and it overheated. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I remember iPhones used to overheat. They were really bad because I used to have the phone sitting in the it used to hang in the windshield, and that phone heated up. It overheated. Well, this is Louisiana too, though. But I tried that with my Samsung, with my Galaxy, and it didn't overheat.
Mm-hmm. So you all know that my car is in the shop, right? Because
you're putting them rims on it, huh?
No, did you see there was a week ago, there was a bad storm the night of the last podcast, and I had a bad storm.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
And it the tree right next to my car, we had asked them verbally to get rid of the tree because it's like double trunk, and one trunk is dead and one trunk is alive. And during the storm, the whole trunk, the dead trunk, fell, and my car's right next to it, so it beat up the car, like hit around in the wind. All the other cars in our driveway, they were fine. But my car was beat to heck and gone. I had big dents in my roof, big dents in my windshield. I have my front bumper again. So, yeah, that's why I was saying that was me behind you. I did not drive it this time. It was me behind. I was just joking when I said it was me.
The way you described that trunk on that tree, that tree sound like
it was like this big though. It was huge, and it had all the power lines down all over everywhere. So the guys in the house, because we have a apartment downstairs, everybody had to leave through the garage and go out the back door in order to get to work, and everybody had to walk to work or find rides to work because, yeah.
Frank said maybe it was dip.
DLP. He's talking maybe it was DLP. He was talking about maybe it was me. Yeah.
My TV is way over here. I need to get me some glasses.
Well, when it happened, Ray, I have so many accident crap happened to me. Okay, so my friend jokes with me and says I'm driver lady accident prone. And let me tell you why. Okay, so all this damage now to my car, right? Then like last Thursday night, was it? Yeah, it was Thursday night. I was getting ready to go out, and I was taking a curb, and my tire blew while I was doing the curb, and so I was like, okay, so I'm trying to.
That already sounds like that was gonna be bad. You said I'm taking a curve.
Yeah, I was taking a turn. I meant, and I was changing my tire, and one of the lug nuts wouldn't open. So I called my friend, can you help me? Can you help me? So he comes over, he torques on it, couldn't get it off. So we had to call, of course the car it's the loaner car that I have. So the loaner car, we have it towed to the shop the same shop that I'm fixing my car at. And then I forgot to leave the keys in the car. I'm so flustered, right? And then I finally get there, and I have to spend forever and a day just to wait for them to, finish doing all that stuff. And then, I finally got the car back. And then the other night, I went out, and all the locks were froze on my car. And one of the sensors in the tires is telling me I have a flat tire, and I check all the tires and they're just fine. So I don't know.
Yeah, those tire sensors. I mean, mine don't work. It's always telling me something low, one tire low. I hate them.
You got to check them though, because you never know when there is a nail in your tire, and it would be better to, put a plug in the nail or get it patched than it would be. No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, I have some bad tires now. Well, yes. I get them fixed though, but yeah, you could tell when they bad because eventually I would find a nail and like the car start going down. But I could go put 4 new tires on my car right now, and it'll still say one of the tires low. I think those sensors, there was some faulty sensors.
Go on, don't keep coming in here. Okay, here's your taco.
You ain't finna eat the taco. You give it to me. It's a perfectly good taco.
I'm not done.
I do have another thing that happened.
Okay.
When I was driving this is when I first started driving. You were talking about a regular car, but this was mine. I was driving a Crown Vic, and the heater stopped working. And I was and I need my money. So I went to Family Dollar and bought one of those heaters, bought one of those $20 heaters, that little space heater. And I put that in the car. And I told people they can't sit in the front seat. And that worked for a little while until it broke. Because in Louisiana, it don't stay cold long enough for people to even complain. It got down to about 30 degrees one day, and then I drove that day because it was a good Friday, nice Friday morning, and then it warmed back up. So the way I rigged that up was good for that one day, but eventually the car got smashed up. I mean, I got into a wreck because I blew out a tire in the curve, and I sideswiped the truck.
Dang.
Yeah, it was any damage, but really I think the truck was in the wrong because I think they were trying to get over when I was trying to get over. So I took the blame because my car was on a flat, and it just seemed like, it just seemed like the car that's in the worst condition always got to be at fault when the person who was driving the truck wasn't paying attention and just got, they tried to get over before they actually had the right of way.
Dang. All right, I'm gonna move on.
All right.
So someone puked in my car tonight, says one person. They offered me $140 cash. I did a self-service car wash and I wiped almost all the puke up. Tomorrow I'll look for a self-service carpet cleaning. It will cost me a few bucks. Made out like a bandit tonight. Do you think this woman actually made out like a bandit?
The cleanup fee is normally $200 or more to clean up throw up. So
yep, she actually.
What I would do is I would take pictures of it and send it to Uber.
Yep. If somebody offers me cash, I'm like, sure, I'll take your cash. And then I will also take pictures and send it to Uber. Of course I will take your cash, but I'm also taking my cleanup fee. She did not.
But another thing I would do, I wouldn't take the cash. I mean, the evil me would take the cash, but then then the person could say, they could call back and complain to Uber and say that they gave you $150.
Yeah, but they have no proof. It's cash.
Yeah, so that's the only thing.
I know that is immoral to do that. It really is an immoral thing, and I know people have done. I've never had to do that because guess what? I keep nausea bags in my car. I do not want to have to drive to the gas station. There's one or two one of those self-cleaning car, where they, vacuum special. There's a few of them in Chicago. I am not even driving in the, because if I smell it, it'll make me sick and it'll make me puke. So if you puke in my car and you offer me money, I will consider keeping that cash and doing the Uber, $200 Uber fee. I am an honest person, but I might say that, but I would think hard because I do not want to have to smell your puke.
I would charge them. I have a bucket in my car. If they throw up in my bucket, I'm still charging them. They can have the bucket. Because I mean, when I clean my car out, I even have a video on that. The things like the Lysol, I keep Lysol wipes, and I keep an extra one just in case somebody gets sick. So if they get sick, they throw up in that thing, and then they bought it. It's theirs.
Mm-hmm. I keep nausea bags.
I charge them for that.
It has not, yeah. But I keep nausea bags, and it has one of those things in the bottom that absorbs everything, and then it also comes with a wipe for their face, But I do keep hand sanitizer in my car, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I keep wet wipes in my car too, so I can keep everything tidy.
Yeah, that's what I keep. That's my That's what's on the front seat of my car. I have a bag of, a roller of Lysol wipes, hand sanitizer. I keep a rag in the car, Windex, water, 409, an air freshener, Lysol, and Kleenex. I have a video coming out about why. Oh, another thing I keep in my car. Ziploc bags.
Why? For how come?
Well, I have a winter flu season video coming soon, and the reason why I keep that is if somebody use a Kleenex, I will give them a Ziploc bag so they can put the Kleenex back in, or if they, I use those as mini trash bags.
Oh.
So they won't put trash and nasty snot rags and all that stuff in my car. So give them a Ziploc bag so they can take their trash with them. Because if they leave it on my floor, that's a cleanup fee.
Okay, well, I think that is the end of all the things that I have to talk about today. That was all the end. So do you have anything else you want to say? Because my kids are bugging me. They want me to.
Oh, yeah, they ready to go to sleep.
No, they're 20 and 22. They're up all night. They're naughty kids.
Well, they really naughty. They grown kids.
They're grown.
But still, I mean, they kids.
Yeah.
They have like 30-year-old kids.
And you know how it is when you're 19. Mom, I'm an adult. I'm like, but you're my kid. I know you're an adult.
So when they turn 30, they're gonna be like, yeah.
I wish I was.
You're gonna want them to be around you then when they get really older.
When they turn 30, then they're gonna be like, man, Mom, I want to be a kid again. I want to be 5 years old.
I used to tell my son, you know what? The only thing you got to do is play with these damn toys. When you get older, you're going to wish that's all you had to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because he used to cry. He didn't want to play with his toys. He wanted to grab the broom and try and sweep and do everything else because he thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you he not saying it now.
Yeah.
Because now that he really have to use it and clean up.
Okay, I have tomorrow. Just so I don't know if anybody's even left in there. It says we have 8 people in the room.
People. And
yeah, but
I'm one of those people.
Talking. So and
I think Frank is still there.
yeah. So tomorrow I'm doing a demonstration in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We are demonstrating. This is the first that they have the AIW, the Alliance for Independent Workers, getting something going in in Grand Rapids. Yeah.
Yeah, Frank's still here.
Frank's still here. He says, okay, maybe see you next week. He says, I'm talking. So, okay, I'm going to get going. I have to use the restroom anyway. So I will talk to you later, guys.
Y'all have a great night. Savage Scientist. Y'all know where to find me at.
Check him out. Thanks, guys.
All right. Check out both of our channels.
Yeah.
Have a great night.